Kimber Weber, Boxer Bants, and I'm happy here to be with Senan Kelly here in Pete Taylor's gym after a good training session. Senan, you've had a bit of time out, but you ready to come back now and kind of put yourself back in the mix now?
Yeah, no, it was 15th of May last year, so I tested positive for COVID. 2 weeks had COVID, came back into the gym a bit heavy. It was about 10 days out before it would have been John Carpenter's debut. Of course, I fucking dislocated my shoulder, so everyone was going grand. Didn't actually know the shoulder because it actually popped in and out on me. It was a supplicated shoulder. So it was about 3-4 days out from the fight, and Pete just pulled it, told me, you're not able to fight, your shoulder's not right. So went and got the MRI scan done. The MRI actually said there was nothing wrong with me though, said there was no injury, so I kept training with it, but I just kind of knew it wasn't right. So I went around a few different physios, they're all telling me I was grand, that it was in my head, so I started believing it was in my head. I jumped in sparring with Paul Ryan then. It would have been about 14 weeks after the initial shoulder coming out. And again, man, jumped in. Everyone was grand. The first 2-3 rounds was fine. Then the third round, just threw a left hook and hit, man. My shoulder popped again. That's when I was kind of like, right, something like this isn't in my head. Like, there is something wrong here. So I went to see the specialist in the matter. I can't remember his name now. He basically said that a normal MRI scan wouldn't kind of show this kind of injury. I need to get an MRI angiogram done, that they inject ink into your arm and then they give you another MRI. So I went to get that done in Cap Hospital and it showed all the injuries. Torn labrum in 2 places, torn ligaments, the rotator cuff, the whole fucking shoulder was in bits. But like, I was still fucking moving good weight when I was doing my S&C. So went and said that all to a specialist and all, and they got referred on to Elaine Grant. She's a physio out in Blackrock, so she basically gave me the ultimatum. You can do another 6 weeks rehab, and if it fixes, it fixes. If it doesn't, you need surgery. Done her 6 weeks and felt perfect. Thought I avoided surgery because I could move it and all. A bit restricted, couldn't go into overhead, couldn't go underneath a barbell as well. And then like that, it's like, right, I'll just see how it goes. And then I was just doing a bit of testing for S&C, done a counter movement jump, put my arms up and down, and the shoulder popped the third time. That's when I was kind of like, right, what do you do now? Went and got the referral for surgery. And getting the surgery, man, about 12 grand I'm in now, trying to fix this arm. Just been a nightmare really, like, but got it all done. Everything went fine, followed the rehab down to a T, and like the shoulder does feel good now. And everything's been kind of just coming back around now. I got my brain scan, got my bloods and all done, just get my last one. Yeah, just get my eye tested now on Friday, and I should have my licence back, but I haven't took a date yet, just because I want to just make sure this is 100% before I jump in, because last thing I want is for it to pop out again on me. So that's where I'm at now, still just trying to kind of heal this. It's about like 75% healed, but I just don't want to risk jumping in and next thing it pops again, and then it really is game over, you know. So I have to be very careful at the moment. I'm in that grey area where you're just kind of finished rehab, but you're not actually 100% yet, so it's scary, but we're getting there.
With COVID and then that happening, there must have been times crossing your mind where you wanted to kind of just pack it in, like.
Yeah, so when I actually got the surgery done, like, my head went. Like, you know, I couldn't train, I wasn't working, didn't know what to do. So I went on to the Irish teaching website. I just applied for teaching because I have a degree in education. I got a job as a PE teacher over in Closh, the public school. Shout out for Closh, the public school, all the teachers over there. But yeah, I went over there teaching for a good like 6 months. Just took a step back from boxing, still training every night, but actually had a job then for a while, and that like gave me a good bit of money to actually fund the surgery, pay back all the loans. Not that I'm even after breaking even, I'm still a bit like in a bit debt at the moment. Not even say debt now, but like I'm not at zero yet. I still owe about, you know, my girlfriend about 2 grand at the moment, so she get that back now soon. But yeah, like everything is just coming back just perfect now, so I'm in a good place at the moment, you know.
So you're being managed by our Shane O'Leary. For people never heard that name before, it's Butch, his real name, with ABC Management. So has he any plans or anything mapped out for you at the moment?
See, we had a few little plans, but just before I went down on holiday there, I jumped in sparring with David Ryan. The shoulder just got a little bit sore. Now, nothing actually happened. It was my first time sparring with someone who wasn't in the club, someone who hasn't known about the shoulder injury. So it was my first real test, you know. It was a free 4 rounds. And just in the last round, whatever way, I think he underhooked me, you know, he went to try and get out, but whatever way I'd done it, my shoulder got a bit sore. So I wanted to fight as soon as I came back from my holiday, but because of that happened, I think it kind of showed me the shoulder actually isn't ready. So at the moment, I'm just going to basically, I want to just test myself in sparring before I actually do go and try and fight. So I'd say like another like 4 or 5 weeks, and I really know, like I'll get a date off Butch then, but at the moment, I'm just worrying about this. I'm not even worrying about fighting at the moment, to be honest with you. Like I need to just get my shoulder 100% before I want to jump in there and start taking any more scalps, you know.
You must be looking now at the moment, like you look at the failure, and there's a few domestic fights. There's a few domestic fights on it. Then obviously there was Mark had a domestic fight, the fights on it, and there's probably going to be more before the end of the year, either with Butch's show or Mark's show or whatever it is. So you must be thinking now finally there's kind of like 50-50 fights happening in the first 3 fights of lads' careers on the island. You must be thinking I really want to get in the mix now.
Oh, 100%, man. Because I feel like at the moment I actually feel like I'm missing out. And it's annoying me because, like, in terms of rehab and in terms of what the physio is saying, and even the sports surgery clinic out in Sandry, like, I'm following everything they're saying to a T. And it's heartbreaking when something like your shoulder gets a bit sore again. Maybe I'm just a bit over emotional with it, but like I'm doing my best to get back into the ring, and it's just like, you know, something small happens, it kind of does get me a bit depressed because it's been so long now. Like 15th of May last year, like that's when the shoulder injury happened, and I'm still not right. And it's sickening, but yeah, I am looking to get a few big domestic fights. I'm not even looking for big names. I want to just actually prove myself like domestic level first, and then try and build my way up the ladder and try and get the big fights like Joe towards even mid next year, late next year. But at the moment, I'm not even looking at them. I want to just fight people at my own level and keep building it all the way up. I'm not saying I want journeyman, but I want domestic fights with people that are like 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 in the round that. Like I'm not trying to go and like overstep. Do you know what I mean? Like, so hopefully I'll get a few names coming up soon.
So with that, are you hoping to fight before the end of the year?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be fighting before the end of the year. I'd say my first fight now, after my first fight back from the shoulder injury, I'd say be a journeyman. Maybe my first 1 or 2 will be journeyman. I don't even care about that, but once that's out of the way, then I want to just start going domestic level, you know. Same with the little call out with the fucking, I'd say the O'Rourke sim over there. Yeah. I'm not trying to say like I'm gonna go and smash all these lads up, Brian. I'm saying like I want good domestic fights, something that'll bring my name into the limelight. Do you know what I mean? Like I want good fighters, and that's why like I want to try and like get maybe 1 or 2 journeyman, try to get one of them 2 lads into shows, or you know what I mean? Like start building up that way. Well, that's the plan.
What weight do you want to campaign at?
I was saying 63.5, but I think I'd be lying to myself if I fucking really said that. I don't think I'd make the weight. It's hard to tell at the moment because like I'm only walking around at 69 kilos now, but that was after a heavy training session. But I reckon it's between light welterweight and welterweight. It's one or the other. I'm not really too sure at the moment, but at the moment I'm thinking more welterweight, to be honest with you. But only time will tell, really, you know.
Right, okay. Well, we'll put a stop on the call-outs for the moment. I will just wait. But yeah, look, thanks for your time, Senan, and hopefully we'll see you in the ring before the end.
Thanks very much for the interview. I appreciate it. Thank you.